Bat music.
Because a bat is not a bat, he's a man who fights crime. And we're gonna watch him fight for a minute at a time. With John and Niall and a guest who doesn't rhyme. It's Bat Minute!
Hello, and welcome once again to Bat Minute Returns, the podcast where we devour, bones and all, Tim Burton's 1992 Batman sequel, Batman Returns, 1 minute at a time. I am one of the hosts, Niall McGowan.
And here to penetrate the inner sanctum of Tim Burton's mind, it is I, John Parker.
And like a group of circus weirdos, I'm Jonathan Howell from Minute Impossible.
And I'm Chris Ramirez from Minute Impossible as well.
And welcome back.
There's a stumble through that.
We're here to talk about minute 50. Jeez, we're nearly an hour into this movie. It's crazy how fast this one's going.
It's flying by. I'm really lost for words on that. It's insane.
Looks like I'm already mentally preparing for Batman Forever. It's just around the corner, apparently.
For the hiatus episodes, Niall. We need to top the Prince ones from last time.
I've got ideas. But but minute 50 starts with Max Schreck ascending some stairs, and ends 1 minute later with Max Schreck and the Penguin descending some stairs. So not even some stairs, the very same stairs. What are the odds?
Insane.
Once again, no elevator.
Nope.
Nope, no elevator.
I can't blame Tim Burton for that one though, because Tim Burton loves twisty things. So it's like, I'm not going to have a twisty staircase in the movie.
If you were going to put a misshapen subhuman like Oswald anywhere and have him go down any set of stairs in the universe, spiral stairs are hard enough for normal humans. Like I almost fall down spiral stairs all the time. But his little stubby body, I'm just imagining he's like a Indiana Jones style boulder just rolling down it all the time.
Yes.
My friend Gareth, a couple of years back, he actually dislocated his shoulders on some spiral, not his shoulder, sorry, on a spiral staircase that was in a pub. Like our local pub back in Ireland, insanely unsafe. They've actually. Again, not to turn this conversation too dark, someone actually eventually did die in there because it was so unsafe.
Jesus.
Someone fell off the balcony and then eventually they're like, no, we have to shut down, completely redo this entire thing.
Well, wait, hold on. You said he fell off the balcony, so the stairs had nothing to do with his murder.
No, but the fact that there was it was a thing for a bunch of rowdy people to just be up in this unsupervised two-tier kind of like there's a balcony and a spiral
I think you're
staircase.
blaming balcony. I think you're blaming spiral staircases for what balconies did. It's the balcony that murdered that guy, not the spiral staircase.
It's like the staircase is getting too much of a rap. The blame for everything, damn it.
I always get terrified when I go somewhere on like holiday, on vacation. Like I went to Prague a few years ago, and I went to the castle. And it's a obviously a really old castle. All the stairs are spiral stairs, but not only that, of course, they're stone. And they're insanely narrow and big. Like, they go really high really quickly. And I'm quite tall, so I just feel like I'm stuck. It's almost like claustrophobia. I'm trapped in this tube that I can't get out of, and it just keeps going and going and going.
I just wonder now of our recent... in these past two episodes, our discovery of Tim Burton's hatred of elevators. Is that maybe that's why he didn't do the sequel to Charlie and the Chocolate Factory. Yeah. He's like, what, the great glass elevator? No, I'm out. I am out.
Nope.
No interest in that.
We're on to you, Tim.
Yeah, but we do get Shrek coming up, doing that, again, a thing only rich people do, where he's wearing a coat over his shoulders, but he's not got the arms and the sleeves. Like, why? Why do rich people do that? What's the point?
I did it once just for a laugh, and it wasn't a good look. I'll be honest.
You also can't ever sit down.
Yeah.
If you sit down, you're like in a burrito, and you're like, well, I can't get up because there's no... The arms are... Hey, guys, in case you didn't know, your arms are what help you get up.
I do... I mean, I feel like I'm a hypocrite, though, insulting it, because I do have... Well, my brand is called Slankit, but it's also called a Snuggie. Where it's a blanket with sleeves, which is I mean, at least it's got sleeves, but it is also very impractical for anything that doesn't involve sitting on the sofa.
Well, that's what it's made for. A coat is not.
That is
a
its
coat is
sole
made
purpose.
Yeah, but as soon as you need to do anything else, it's like, I've got to take it off, but it's cold. I don't want to take it off. So you just end up sitting there instead of going to the
It's
toilet.
basically he's basically wearing the chaps of shoulders. Yeah. They're shoulder chaps.
Oh,
which
yes.
is also a ridiculous thing.
The thing is, it's almost kind of like it's almost mocking in a weird way, because it reminds me, even though it wasn't a coat, it seems to me to be a very Lando Calrissian kind of thing, because he has that cape, but he doesn't buckle the cape.
Yeah.
The cape, you find out in Empire Strikes Back, is just like resting on his shoulders, which is bizarre. Like, why you just be constantly tense that it's going to fall off? But then the fact that like,
but Lando
Billy
likes
D,
to live on the edge.
but this is like, Billy D obviously got kind of screwed out of the Batman franchise, so now they've got a character who's evoking the memory of Lando Calrissian by his bizarre, I'll just rest this thing on my shoulders rather than, secure it in any way.
Poor old Billy D. Every time he comes up, I just get sad. I'll be honest.
Well, he's going to be in the new Star Wars movie. He'll finally get something. Hopefully, he gets a little money out of it.
Yeah. Apparently, I feel bad though because apparently he's not very well. So most of his scenes are seated. So I'm assuming he's going to be flying the Falcon. I'm guessing. I don't know.
He's gonna be sitting at a desk the whole time.
It'd be actually a bit like Christopher Lee's cameo in Dark Shadows.
Yeah,
So remember at that point, that was very near the end for Christopher Lee, and he's supposed to be like this hardened sailor, but he's just sat in the corner of a bar, and he looks really weathered and worn down.
Well, like a sailor.
Yeah, but he just looks like he is just sat there because he physically cannot get up, and that's why it's very telling when you're watching it. It's actually,
He sat there because at that bar, his friend died because he fell off a balcony. And so he's so sad sitting over there in the corner.
Oh yeah, I forgot that movie was set in Ireland.
At your wonky bar with spiral staircases and two small
was gonna
balconies.
Hey, this is I'm going to say Britain and Ireland, just to keep Niall happy with the whole troubles. But we're not very safe people. Like there's a club in town here. It was a long time ago, but someone fell down the elevator shaft. They left it open. There wasn't a working elevator in it. They were just throwing empty bottles down there. And someone
So
fell
you guys are
down.
like the Empire. You're like the Empire. There are no railings anywhere in any of your stuff.
There aren't.
You just assume they're not going to fall. Don't worry, we're all good.
You're fine.
It's fine. Everyone
Drunk
knows not
people
to go
never
near the
stumble.
edge.
I think I had that story proving why Tim Burton is right to not like elevators. It's like, what good have they ever done for anybody?
They murder the English. That's all they do.
Did you know about that, Niall? It was the Crazy House.
I think I've heard something. Like, there's so many stories that sort of come and go about dangerous places in Liverpool. That are like, there's a pub actually at the end of the road that one of my best friends lives on, and the pub is shut down because a guy got shot in the face outside it. And it was weird because the getaway driver was one of the stars of like a British soap.
Oh,
And at that pub is still there, but it's like it's completely shut down. And it's a very weird legacy. They were like, oh yeah, Terry from Brookside helped murder a guy just here like 2 or 3 years ago. It's crazy.
Oh God, Liverpool.
Yeah.
I love you, Liverpool.
But actually, before we do the deep dive in this scene, we'll bring up that there's a little bits from the Waters Originals draft that I thought was very interesting that they cut out. That there's a little bit of an extension of Selena and Shrek's and Chip's interaction. Because throughout the rest of that script, Selena Kyle is flat out just working for Max Shrek again. She is full-time secretary, which is actually, because you never see it in this movie, so you don't really think about it. But that is crazy that she's still just there, getting him coffee and stuff.
Yep.
And well, it's no crazier than the fact that her boss is not going to pay no attention to the potential blackmail of the victim he threw out the window, and it's magically just going to go back to work and try and get this fish man to be the mayor. I mean, it's bizarre. The whole story of this movie. I mean, when you pitch this movie, you're like, what? I'm sorry. You want to do what? You're going to film this on film and show people this.
It's
But,
insane.
Okay.
But yeah, but they do have a little thing about the interaction then is like within that script is that Selena comes in and says like, oh hey guys, how about a real cup of Joe, double espresso, isn't it? And then she bounds out of the room. And then Max says, find out if her memory is as unrefreshed as he says it is. Any little flashback sequences, you know what to do. Don't worry, this one doesn't have a beard. Which is, I always thought that a beard was like the, you put in place, like, heterosexual partner for a closeted gay person. So I was like, is that is it supposed to be some kind of joke that he's making there?
Another Natalie Wood reference?
God knows. It's just a very rare line. It could be a typo. The script is riddled with typos. So
It could be a typo. Yeah,
It is.
It's not even just like his better fish to fry. It's not a saying.
I wonder
so.
if the typo survived the previous drafts, and he read what was on the page,
Yeah.
which was wrong.
That's like Chris is saying. It's like, hey, I'm here to read on camera. That's what I did. So like,
Yeah. If that's what it says, that's what I'm saying.
But then that's followed by Selena then goes to make the coffee, and it says Selena angrily squeezes blood from her finger into the coffee maker. Yeah. And then she says, "Why did you kill me, Max?" And then she looks up and like rubs her bloody finger over the cat clock thing that he has in the office. But it's like, yeah, so she's putting her blood into his coffee. That's very
Is that meant to
strange.
be like? Is it meant to be like insulting him, like spitting in someone's food? Because
Like-
I've never heard of someone putting blood in your drink.
Yeah, but the thing, if it is that, why doesn't she just spit in his coffee? That doesn't make.
Yeah.
Why would you put blood in there?
I mean, it would be great. He is Max
Can,
Shrek.
can you imagine the Happy Meal with that, though? You know,
Oh yes. They should have done a Happy Meal that looked like it had spit in it, and the drink that comes with it's all red.
Bizarre tie-in. I mean, Ronald McDonald already is a clown, freaky clown. So why not just have him dressed like one of these clowns in the corner?
Yeah.
Although it would be good, like, if it was it's an actual requirement that you have to take blood from your finger, and you just see, like, all these McDonald's employees going around with plasters on every single finger throughout that summer. It was just like, this is murder, man. This whole freaking, I can't wait till September comes, and we can start a new tie into another movie.
I mean, all I can think though with that is, I mean, he's called Max Shrek. I mean, there's the whole vampire connection right there.
Yeah.
Is it meant to be like going, see, he's a vampire. Look.
You think maybe that was always a thing that Max Shrek always wanted to have blood in his coffee? That was a thing that he always did. It'd be like I think we referenced it in another episode in Hannibal, Mason Verger like getting children's tears to put in his martini. Maybe Max Shrek just says like, yeah, I like blood in my coffee, so sue me.
Yeah, that is some Batman villain stuff right there. Children's tears in a martini.
That'll be the thing. And then he takes off the gloves, and you see his hands are just covered in nicks and stuff because he's constantly cutting his hand open and dripping a little bit of blood in.
Oh yeah, he's like that murderer from the Batman series. What's his name? Zazel?
Zazaz. Or
Zazaz, yeah.
Zazaz, yeah.
He's just got little nick. He's got hundreds of little tiny nick marks all over his entire body.
Oh, because he's the for like a mark for each murder he's committed. So yeah, his body's entirely covered. Although I can imagine though, I only heard his name said in the Arkham games, and I only ever seen it written down before. I wonder if they had to have a conversation. It's like, how do you actually pronounce this? So we have to say the name. Is it Zazaz? Is it just Zaz? Is it Zazazel? Like what is this guy's name?
Zazazel. That sounds like
That's
a...
not scary. It sounds like a genie. Sounds like a movie that Shaq would be in. My name
Shaquille
is
O'Neal
Zazzle.
is Zazazel.
actually, it sounds like a cleaning product. Actually, Zazazel.
I love the way the penguin here, though. He runs over to Max like a kind of irate potato man. He seems... it's his little waddle, but he's trying to run. He's like... "Arr, arr." And he seems very annoyed, like I said last minute, that Max is entering his sanctum. It's like, no, I don't let anyone come up here.
Well, this is also this establishing shot of the penguin as well. It's very odd because this is Edward Scissorhands. This is when the Avon lady comes up and finds Edward Scissorhands for the first time. It's the same kind of room. It's the same sort of morose, melancholic tone. And again,
I assume they use the same paints because it's just all the same color. It's
Yeah.
all
Oh, yeah.
grayish.
And
Tim's
again-
just got a whole like warehouse full of these things.
But again, it's establishing. It has a little bit of a kind of sad music, as if I guess maybe we're supposed to be seeing the scene from Max's point of view, so he really pities the penguin. So he's just like, yeah, this is a sad little guy here. But at the same time, again, what the penguin's actually doing here. Why would you put sad pity him music over it? Because might as well get into it. He's still making this list of kids he's looking to kill. Basically.
Well, you don't know that yet in the plot, though. So maybe
Yeah.
you do feel for him. I mean, he was abandoned by his parents. He's kind of getting used by people. You know.
He's been put at the top of a spiral staircase, which is just death for his kind. He knows that he can't leave.
He can barely get down the stairs to go get like a coffee.
He always has to have someone go in front of him, just to make sure he doesn't topple over. He's an angry little potato. There's no way he can make it down.
He's very Humpty Dumpty.
Yeah.
I love his characterization at this point, because only Danny DeVito would come up with this horrible grunting that normal walking makes him do.
Yeah.
Like, even just the movement of walking across the room, he's like, I'm like, oh, it's so disturbing. It's
That is
so off-putting.
That is the best part of the character to me, and it's all on Danny. It's those little things he puts in, like those noises he makes, because he's taken what Burgess Meredith did.
Yeah, it's like the wah, 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 wah. And it's
he's
just a...
took that and twisted it and made it like horrible. It sounds like it's painful for him to live.
Well, let's look at his body shape. It probably is. Also, Max Schreck is wearing two jackets, whereas Oswald Cobblepot can't even wear one jacket. He has no shoulders. He is an oval.
It is a unique body shape that when you see it from behind and up close.
Oh, yeah.
like,
Show me that behind.
oh yeah. It
disgusting.
clearly looks like, I mean, I'm not going to insult the movie as such, but it does look like padding. But I love that.
sure.
Like, nobody could be this shape. Come on.
It is a piece of gray pantyhose stuffed with cotton. I mean, and yes, and we're watching it high def, 20 years later, so
Yeah.
we have the ability to go, oh, this is fake. But at the time, I was like, nope, this is really disturbing me. I don't like it.
I'm
Don't
sure
like
when
it.
I watched this on VHS, I didn't notice all the lumps. As well. I probably saw enough of the lumps to be freaked out, but not enough to go, they've just put some socks in there or something.
Or that he's asymmetrical, that his right side of his back, from his back, his right side is bigger than his left side.
Yeah.
And it's I don't like this.
That makes it creepier to me, though, because it's like, oh, what is he? Like, what's going on under that outfit?
That's the first thing we all think. We all have notes. What's going on underneath this mangy, whatever this is, sleeping shirt? I don't know what it is.
It's like
We know
Long
what it
Johns
is.
or
Yeah,
something.
Long Johns, totally.
It's Long
Yeah,
Johns
it's like Long
with
Johns,
a
yeah.
little Lord Fauntleroy collar. What on earth is that? It's supposed to be a tuxedo shirt.
Who wears that with long johns?
The proper. It's those things you always see back in the old cartoons where like that would flap up into his like the flapping dicky.
It's a cover. Yeah, it's a Dickie cummerbund thing, whatever.
But that's actually one of the notes I have though, because you see that he's got himself decked out with this lovely desk though, this solid friggin' gold table.
Oh, it's all gold, yeah.
And it's like he's got a little side table just for his top hat. And then actually, I had to go check because I thought maybe I'd never noticed it before. I had to check that chair. So it reminded me so much of the chair on the float with the Joker during the whole like hubba 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 money who do you trust and all that. I was like, oh, maybe it's the same chair, but no, it's a completely different chair altogether.
Yet again, we say this a lot throughout this show. If it was made now, that would be seen as a prime opportunity to tie it to the previous film. That would be the chair from the Joker's float.
Yeah. Or it just would have been Tim Burton having like, that's so good. There you go. It's a little reference. But the fact though,
Gotham just happens to have a place that rents these chairs, and he only has one. It's like the chair. It's like the king chair.
but it's the fact. It's the fact though. Like, so he's got this lovely table, but then he's put no care into himself. Like the hair is still greasy and disgusting. He's still wearing the same clothes. Like if this were me, like I would have been like again. He's upgraded to this top hat to be fair, but like I would have been dressed to the nines now. Like if they're giving you that table, what else are they going to give you? It's like
Maybe he's waiting on his custom suit.
Yeah.
because that he cannot buy off the rack. No.
but it reminds me of like I don't know if he was ever famous in America, but like I think he is American, so he's bound to have made an impact over there at some point. But that guy C6 Steve, who was like a real down by the bayou kind of like hardened country kind of guy. And he always come up and he'd be playing like guitars made out of freaking tin cans and huge beard and stuff. And then he kind of hit with that one big album. And I was always disappointed when he came out with the second album that he hadn't like just it wouldn't just show up with like a top hat and a monocle and like completely clean shaven, like playing like a solid gold guitar, just like I made it, everybody, I'm super rich.
Like in The Simpsons.
Yeah.
Solid gold toilet.
It's like when you see Steve Martin playing a banjo, and you're always like, "That's probably a really nice banjo." Like of banjos. I mean, because when you see a banjo, it's always like, "Hey, look at this! I got a banjo," but like a nice banjo.
Yeah.
he's always wearing a
be
nice
$5
suit.
grand probably.
Yeah, because it's like got solid gold, a tuning, whatever. I don't know what a banjo's made out of. So okay,
Yeah,
I don't
that's
know.
a good question. What is it made? I don't know.
It could also be pantyhose filled with tube socks. I have no idea.
Yeah,
What
exactly.
goes into a
It
banjo.
sounds like that anyway when you play it. So.
We need to start compiling a list of the things we all don't know anything about. Elevators, banjos, cars.
What is the
are
deal
all
with
things-
banjos?
What's the deal?
Now, what's weird to me is that he's got that bed sitting over there in the corner. Now, do the clowns and the sideshow freaks also just stay there overnight with him and watch him sleep?
I think they sleep in the bed. It's like a clown car, where they all fit in the one
no.
car.
Yeah.
I think they all fit in the one bed.
Yeah, yeah.
I'm more disturbed by all the brightly colored circus equipment that litters behind them. That's what bothers me more about this scene than anything else is because not only there's nothing creepier than like stoic circus people looking at you other than their equipment sitting around you. That means they practice.
Yeah.
And so they're like, "Ugh," they're like doing like weird twisty stuff, and they're like, it's just, I'm just like, "Ugh, I don't like this. I don't like this.
I think what it is as well is when you take circus stuff out of the circus context, that's what makes it scary. When it's at the circus, you're like,
Yeah.
oh, okay, it's the circus.
Yeah.
But when it's not at the circus, that's weird.
Well, there's a whole lot, a big problem with the Red Triangle Gang just being here, like in this little office space that the Penguin has now. Again, too, like they've given him this really horrible, like look at the shutters and stuff behind him. It's just like he's upgraded the table, but he's like, no, I like the dank though. I'll have this crappy apartment building that you've given me here. But like they're all sitting there completely in silence, like they're not doing. Like, to be fair to the organ grinder, he's reading the paper, but the rest of them are just sitting around, and it's weird that they're still in all the costumes because I guess they're crazy. They're not mentally well people. But at this point, the Penguin's supposed to be a like legit guy. It's like everyone knows, like, oh, the beloved Oswald Cobblepot. Why has he got his criminal gang hanging out in his house with him when anybody could just walk in and they're like, that's the Red Triangle Gang. So you are affiliated with the Red Triangle Gang. There you go, proof. Now that anyone can see them coming in and out of there. And it's not as if you wouldn't
like what you
notice them.
say.
They're dressed as friggin' clowns.
I like that you say anyone could walk in. Like anybody is going to walk into this thing. Okay, so if you want to go see the Penguin, he's upstairs with a crew from a circus, and just take that spiral staircase up those dark stairs, and he's in the attic. And you're like, absolutely not. I will not be going up there.
Oh, no.
But it's also interesting that Batman didn't come by and like check this place out first. You know?
Honestly, he doesn't know where he is. It could be like, oh, he's in a safe house. So he's just like, Penguin's like, I don't want anyone to know where I am. So maybe that's why he's in such a nasty little, like, a place that looks sort of decrepit behind him. And he's like, no, I don't want.
Batman is even more confused by spiral staircases. So
Well, he can't
Nothing you
use
can
the
do about it.
grappling hook to get up them, really.
He can't turn his head to look around either. So you know.
It's like, yeah,
Niall,
that'd be-
I think I have an idea, though. You said the Penguin looks very unkempt. I think, though, there's a few things in this movie, much like in the last one, with both the Penguin and Catwoman, where it tries to make them, they're kind of like parallels of Batman. You know, it's like, which normally the series does with the Joker, but this one does it a couple of times with the Penguin, I think, as well. Like, he's the inverse of him,
Yeah.
etc. I think it's that. Like, Batman, he wouldn't look after himself if he didn't have Alfred, I don't think. Because he wouldn't care, would he? He doesn't give a damn about being a person.
Oh, for some reason I thought you were just going to go into like a little thing about like, that's why his hair is so horrible and greasy. It's because Bruce Wayne's hair is so beautiful and lovely and fluffy.
Well, that's the thing. I think Bruce's would be horrible and greasy if he didn't have Alfred. Alfred probably bathes him.
Well, yeah, we've never seen him bathe himself on screen, so I guess we can't be certain otherwise, really.
Hey, now we've seen Batman's penis in a comic book. The next step is to watch Bruce bathe on screen.
But although to be fair, we did got a prime shot of him showering in Batman vs Superman. Got a whole bunch of Ben Affleck ass. It was great. If that's your kind of thing, you got to see a lot of muscular ass in that movie.
one thing I just sent you guys on our text thing. Let's talk about Max Shrek's hair. You said this was shot last. This scene was one of the last scenes shot for the movie. Didn't one of you say that like they were like he was like, let's just get the shot? Were you just joking?
Oh no, I was just joking.
Or
No,
what?
that's the,
But look at his hair, Max Shrek's hair from the scene before, 1 minute before to now.
It is definitely different.
It's very different.
It is bouffant in the first one. It's like a big white afro. In the second one, it is a stylish coiffed thing. Like he looks cool in the second one, but I like him better in the first one when he literally looks like a cat of some sort.
Yeah.
Ironically.
It looks more.
Now, are they saying that maybe because he's wearing the hat that he's got like hat hair now?
Oh, you think that's what his hat makes his hair more handsome? Is that
Yeah,
what
I think
is that
that's what
we're
it
going
is.
with?
If
All right.
only that
Yeah,
worked
that's
for me.
my theory.
Dude,
All right. It looks styled, but okay, I'll give it to you. It's
this is more like actually we've kind of made brief reference to it in the comic book adaptation of the movie. The way they draw Max Shrek is that he's supposed to be like much more of like a handsome, charming guy rather than.
Are you saying he's not handsome?
He's more because in this he's just very very Chris Walken, and yeah, most of the time his hair is like it's crazy mad scientist hair he's rocking, but in this it's like in this scene this is much more like the way they always drew him with like kind of.
yeah, he's very stylish in this scene.
Although I guess to be fair, not to go bleed into the next minute too much, he knows he's going to be out in public in a big way in a minute. So maybe he's like, I want to look my best.
Also, I think he changed suits.
Oh yeah,
He's not wearing
Yeah.
the Beetlejuice suit anymore. He's wearing.
No, he's got a different suit now.
I mean,
Oh, is this his outside? This is again rich people. This isn't my going out suit. That was his murdering suit before.
Yeah.
No, that was his business meeting suit. That's a
Yep.
power suit.
yeah.
I mean, you're not really rich unless you're changing clothes 4 times a day, are you? Let's be honest.
I mean, he has on 2 coats, guys. 2 coats.
And there's no need even. It's not even a cold winter.
It's a bit like
There's snow on the ground.
that bit in 30 Rock where like Liz bumps into Jack and he's just wearing a tuxedo and she's like, why are you wearing a tuxedo? He's like, it's after 6 p.m. Lemon, I'm not a farmer. It's again, that's why the rich live.
Yeah, exactly.
6 p.m. you turn into your fancy duds.
I did that once. I wore a tuxedo out just for no reason whatsoever, for a laugh. And then I went to a pub that's it's very much not fancy. Like Niall, you'll know this. I went to the Swan.
Oh yeah.
So I went. It's kind of like you get metalheads and bikers.
You get like the Red Triangle gang in the Swan.
Yeah,
like, that's the kind of
yeah.
clientele that's.
So I went there in this tuxedo, and someone asked me, like, why are you wearing that? And I just said, well, what am I, a farmer? And they didn't get the reference. And then I think the bar staff weren't happy, though. I'm pretty sure they were avoiding me for a while. Like, who's this guy coming in here in our pub?
They thought you were the 1%, John. You got to see how the other half live for like a sliver of time, only without any
You were,
of the benefits.
You were trading places. You were what's his face? What's his name? What's his name from Trading Places?
Valentine? No, not Valentine.
Yeah, you're right.
Winthrop.
Yeah, you got it.
Winthrop.
No, but the Valentine. Remember, Valentine goes back to his old bar. Remember, he's like, "That's your limousine right outside." Yeah, that scene.
I should have said
Yeah,
that to
he
the
is
bar
Valentine,
staff.
you're
I
right.
should have just leant over and said, I'm doing a trading places thing. Just roll with it.
There's a rich guy I've thrown in my crappy house.
Again, though, like even the talk about the Red Triangle gang, because this is like they are just kind of hanging about. And you're saying, John, yeah, the one of the other drafts had them doing stuff, and this does
Yeah.
seem to be really like, why are they just sitting around in silence? This is very very odd. It's even
It looks
more,
creepy, that's why.
yeah, but it's just more like, okay, fair enough. Organ grinders reading, fair enough. And then there's the fact that I think he is just credited as Fat Clown. So Fat Clown,
Aw,
he's just kind of
that's
he
not
looks
nice.
very uncomfortable. He does not look like he is enjoying that position he's lying in. That looks a proper like, okay, I've been doing this for the past 2 hours. Can we do the damn scene already?
Well, he's probably wearing a Snuggie, so he can't move. He can only recline, like John taught us.
Now, I'm also wondering, are the other members of the Red Triangle gang, do they have like houses and stuff that they go to? Because they're not there. So, like, do they have apartments or like, they share a
Yeah,
house?
they
or
go to the
something?
mattresses.
Oh, that is a good question, actually, because obviously, I mean, they're carnies. Normally, they wouldn't, I would assume, that they'd travel. But what's Max Shrek done for them? He must have put them up somewhere.
Airbnb.
Yeah.
Yeah, he invented it.
But I was kind of thinking, like, a lot of this is like, what are the Red Triangle gang getting out of being friends with Oswald Cobblepot? Like, because at least in like the original Turtles movie, the one from like 1990 or whenever, when you see the Foot Clan hanging out, They had all computer games. It looked awesome. You're like, I could get why kids would join the Foot Clan. Because it looks like, yeah, you hang out with Shredder, you get all this cool stuff. But this is just like, yeah, you hang out with this guy. He gets this nice friggin' throne and a solid gold table. And then you have to sit on the floor over in the corner in complete silence while he sits scribbling to himself for God knows how long.
I truly think this is just to scare us. I think that they all sleep in the same bed. I'm with you on that.
Yeah, unless he's like a Charlie Manson type guy and they like really go nuts for him and like do as he says, you know. He's convinced them that they need him.
Could be.
Because he is the ultimate misfit, whereas they are.
Yeah.
They have chosen to be misfits because, maybe not chosen. Their lifestyle has created them to be misfits, and they now play into that and try and do stuff, whereas he is the ultimate born into being a misfit.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Yeah. But I will say as well, might as well get it, because we kept alluding to it in the last minute. Like, I've got a theory as to why the Penguin is being so antisocial with Max Schreck here. Oh. It is very blatantly. I don't even think it's a theory. I think it is just what's happening in the scene. Is that he's now moved up from his tier of, like, I'm making a list of all, like the anti-Santa Claus. He's making a list of all the firstborn sons. And, he had that business where he had to go to the Hall of Records to get all the names from the birth certificates. But it seems here now, if you look at the table and that shot, like the start of the minute, it looks like he's looking at a phone book or something. It's a really big, thick book. So I think
maybe that's why he has the phone.
Yeah, well, maybe he's gonna.
So he can call and be like, "Are you Fred Johnson? Yeah. Were you the first? Are you the oldest kid of Nancy Johnson? Yeah. All right, just checking."
And then, like, later on throughout the mayoral campaign, it's like, that guy sounds really familiar. Like,
I think the mayor called me.
I don't know. I got a lot of weirdo prank callers in Gotham, though. So, I'll just say,
don't forget to vote Cobblepot.
But that'd be great at the end. Say like, okay, I'll see you soon. I mean, I won't see you soon. Vote Cobblepot, and just hangs up the phone. But yeah. So I think his whole thing is that we've talked about it before. Is that at this point in the movie, the Penguin is playing the player. Like, all his whole, like, I just want to go up and, reclaim everything and all this business was all bull hockey. Because what he actually wants to do is, like, his scheme the whole time has been, I need to go up there, get that access to the public records, and then I'm going to kill all these kids. So the fact then that Max came up, and he wasn't expecting him, and he's in the middle of writing out the list, and then he's just like, oh, Oswald, I'm here. And it was just like oh, crap. Oh, I really hope he doesn't see what this list is. I hope he doesn't ask any questions. And then his whole thing is like, oh, surprise. And it's like, I don't like surprises. It's just like, I need to get you out of here right now, because you're going to see what I'm doing, and I don't want you to see what I'm doing and stuff. So
it made me think of Hannibal yet again, like everything does. Where people find evidence. I don't want to spoil it for anyone, but people find evidence in his office, and you immediately think, like, not for Hannibal's sake, but like, oh, he's going to know they found out.
Yeah.
He's going to take him out.
Yeah. You're more worried about the person who finds out the information than you are about the person whose the information's on. That's a true murdery person. And you're like, like on Dexter, you used to always be like when someone would find out something about him, be like, oh, God, they're dead.
They're going to die any minute now.
There's a bit in season 2 of Hannibal, though, and it was such a lingering thing that I was so convinced it was going to be a major plot point where... again, no spoilers for people who haven't seen it, but like there's a bit where someone does uncover his like murder dungeon that he has under his house.
Yeah.
And there's a brief tussle, and at the end of the episode, the last shot is a bullet goes up through the floor, and it's supposed to be he's got that person. And the thing is, it's like, oh, so he's got a bullet hole in his floor. That's gonna be how they catch him. It's gonna be like, friggin' Fishburne's in his house. And he's like, well, you got this hole in his floor and stuff. That hole never comes up again in the show. It is never mentioned again. And I was like, why did you spend so long? You obviously put a lot of effort in to get that shot, and you lingered on it. What's the point of having the bullet hole there then? But
yeah, it's good thinking on your part. Yeah, I can see why you would assume that.
Yeah, that's like another 10 weeks of like, I can't wait till they get to look at that bullet hole minute that I can say, gotcha. But it never happened, damn it.
Well, the surprise here, though, now, obviously, Max has a surprise downstairs, but in order to lure the Penguin to the surprise, he has another surprise, which catches me off guard every time I watch this.
It's the better fish they were talking about before.
That's what it is! Oh. He hasn't fried it, though. I suppose he could have pan-fried it. Maybe, I don't know.
Maybe he did actually. He went through a couple of fish, and then Chip was like, Dad, penguins like raw fish. And like Shrek was sitting there like getting his lemon saute and stuff ready. It's like, oh damn it!
His sous vide.
Yeah. Well, he's a good cook, as we established.
Yeah, maybe that's why he had to change suits. He's just like sweating and stuff because he's been so hard to work in the kitchen.
Oh, and stinking of fish as well.
Yeah. Oh, yeah, totally. Yeah. So now he's just like, oh. So I guess he just wants a raw fish. Ah, crap.
Well, actually, that's a good point because that's what he's got. He produces an envelope, which you think at first, like, what's this, money? No, he has a fish in an envelope. It's like wrapped up. Now, that would explain changing the suit. Maybe the other suit is his best suit that he wears to meetings and things. He doesn't want that stinking of fish. He'll never get that out.
Yeah, oh, totally.
Yeah.
Plus,
That's still kind of a British thing. We don't really put fish in like paper anymore. I remember it was always fish and chips, always like always in newspaper.
Yeah.
Is that just a convenience, like of how to move it around, or was it? What's the point of fish in paper? It's all over the place.
Well,
it's in all movies.
It used to be the convenience thing, I think. And, it soaks up, because it's a greasy dish, right? Let's be honest. It's a real greasy dish. So it would soak the grease up, basically. It comes out, it goes in the paper, it's fine. You're not allowed to use newspaper anymore, I don't think.
I hope not.
No.
I think it's illegal, isn't it, Niall? Because it's filthy.
Yeah. I've never had newspapers. I know it's a thing that still permeates the culture that fish and chips and old newspaper.
Yeah,
when I go to England and I eat fish and chips at some stupid place, they have it on fake newspaper.
Yeah. I think
Well, now
you'll get it in that sort of plasticky. You'll get it in a paper bag, but it'll have like a little plasticky kind of sheen thing that they put it on,
like a wax, almost like a wax paper. Yeah, like something that won't soak up. Otherwise, you would just have a globby bag of grossness. So.
You can't.
Yeah, it's just I've always thought it was weird because we have fish here too, and it's not. I mean, I guess it is when you go to the meat market. It is put in paper, but it's just such an odd thing that we've always done.
I guess it's just like
odd.
It's just England though doesn't really have any like unique cuisine to itself. Really, it's kind of like
not properly.
No, because it's also like we invented the tikka masala, which is it's a curry. It's people associated with India, and then it's just like, we got fish and chips in newspaper. That's it. That's Britain. That's all you need. It's just like we tried to steal the potato from Ireland, but it didn't work out. And then, like,
Hey, we brought the potato over first, didn't we?
Let's get in famine minute. Let's go. Let's get into this right now.
We're watching a potato right now. He's about to eat a fish.
Oh yeah, actually, it works out quite well. A potato and a fish. It's like
Fish and
classic
chips.
things coming together.
Yeah, this should be your logo.
Oh God, I really want fish and chips now for my dog.
Me too.
Oh.
I do too.
Well, I love that it's got the little logo on it too. I mean, I love that. You know,
He's got some sort of like the little tie. He's got like a proper little binding and stuff. You get freaking,
That's like a fancy fish, right?
Yeah. Oh, I'm
is
sure.
that like a wax seal? I mean, that's what it looks like.
yeah, that's exactly what it is. It's like it's weird.
What type of fish is this actually? Because
good
I
question.
don't really know a lot about fish, and I don't. I'm a
add to the
vegetarian
list.
now, so I don't eat fish.
All right, so fish, cars, staircases.
I mean, what is it? It's not cod, is it?
I don't know. I didn't even think to look into it.
I tried. I couldn't find anything.
What type of fish does the penguin eat?
Well, what kind of fish does a penguin eat? They eat small fish because they're small birds.
Well, it depends. First of all, which type of penguin you're looking at here. Because there's many different penguins.
Yeah, because some of them will eat like crustaceans and stuff as well. You'll get them. The thing is, you can get some penguins that'll eat like small squid. But it's like, it'd been cool if it was like an old boy kind of thing, and Max Shrek came in with like a live squid in his pocket, and they was just like trying to.
And he eats the whole thing live.
Yeah, it's just the two of them trying to hand it over to you, but it's still clinging on to me.
I know king penguins like to eat. I mean, they eat little fish and squid, as you say, and things like that. I think they eat krill as well, and things like little tiny things. I'm not sure what type of fish though. I mean,
No matter what kind of fish it is. Going back to what you said, John, it's nasty. Max Shrek must smell awful.
It looks like a smelly fish. Yeah, maybe like
I don't care
haddock.
how many wax seals you put on your fish paper. His suit is. That's why he wore two coats. He's going to burn that second jacket. The outer jacket was his fish holding jacket.
Oh, Oh, the smell.
That could actually be true. Like maybe this was a coat that his late wife had. And he's like, yeah, I'm just going to burn all our stuff anyway. I'll put it in the jacket pocket of that coat and then just
There's
get
a
rid
lot
of
of
that
thought
coat.
going into this fish purchase.
One final insult.
I think that's how you get to the top, though. You have to contingencies upon contingencies. So Max Schreck's thought everything out. Although
At least
again,
he's wearing gloves.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then again, much like we were talking about off mic, it's like he can't see the forest for the trees. It's like there's a guy who's up to something incredibly nefarious who's tricking him right in front of him. And Max Schreck is like all these other schemes and so many plates spinning, he can't see the blatant lie that's right in front of his face of this guy's really trying to get rid of me. And he's a pretty dodgy guy. So maybe he's up to something, but no, he's like, no, I'm too busy with my own ideas.
I think that's the thing. He's busy. He's got this scheme in mind, so nothing else matters at this point. Plus, I think he does kind of feel sorry for the Penguin. He thinks that he just wants rid of him because he's kind of, shy and anxious and stuff. Like, oh no, I want to be left alone. I don't like seeing people all the time. He's got his ways. He's stuck in his ways. He's lived in the sewer. He doesn't want to.
Yeah, and I think that's the genius of this character in this movie. This movie definitely makes me squeamish because I don't always enjoy all the Tim Burton aesthetics of how dark and creepy it is. But the way they portray Penguin as, he seems right now, at least to Shrek, that he is, oh, I'm this poor, misshapen thing that was cast aside. When in actuality, he's a bigger villain than Shrek would ever be.
Yeah.
Because Shrek might murder his mouthy secretary, but he's not going to try and kill every child in this, every firstborn child in the city. I mean, it's beyond even Shrek's. Like, he's not, because he's thinking, hey, I'm going to make this guy mayor. I'm going to do all this stuff. And, he's thinking of how to make more power. Whereas Danny DeVito, it's just Danny DeVito, not in makeup. The Penguin is he's just there for mayhem. He is there to have vengeance on everyone who has ever slighted him.
Yeah, well, even people.
No, you've just
only
explained our
connected.
American government right now, dude.
What? Yeah.
You've just explained the American government right now to a T.
We have had a hard time avoiding politics in this because I think we've said before, this movie is about, well, I don't want to annoy anyone, but it's about a monster coming to power, basically.
Yeah.
Political power.
I mean, I don't want to body shame anybody, but you've seen that photo of our president playing tennis in that white,
Yeah,
that
it's
white outfit. It
little
is literally
similar to
this. It is a
Yeah.
It
No,
is a
I've
tube
seen-
full of socks.
I've seen a potato playing tennis. I don't think I've seen anything
Yeah,
else.
he's a white potato with red hair playing tennis.
He doesn't have that hot Putin body on that horse.
Oh yeah, that guy is swole.
Oh, yeah.
That guy's the Max Shrek of things, you know?
Oh, God.
But that's the thing, though, because this is like the fact that Shrek thinks that this is going to work, and it does successfully work. Of like, I'll just lure him with a fish, because he's not only is he calling himself the Penguin, or people are calling him the Penguin at least, and like, he looks a bit kind of like a penguin. He's like, no, much like a penguin, I will literally be able to lure him with a raw fish.
And it works.
And the fact too, because the penguin is kind of looking at him like, I shouldn't.
Is this dominate? Is this part of the storyline? Does Max Shrek know that he eats fish like a crazy person? Does he know at this point in the movie, in the continuity? Have we seen Oswald eat a fish in front of Max Shrek this way, like as if this would be his catnip?
No, I don't think.
No.
No.
So he's just inferring it from the fact of his basic look.
Unless he's
Yeah,
had people watching him throughout. Like, he's like, every time, he's like, let me know everything that this guy does. While
Yeah, I'd like to see that.
Well, he
note.
was
That
down
note's
in
just
his
like,
lair,
oh,
so maybe he saw him in the lair, you know?
And maybe like there's a note from one of his bodyguards like, "Oh my God, you should see this guy go to town on a halibut."
He just wrecks it.
But so it would have been great, though, had this backfired. Like, he just takes out this fish, and the penguin's just like, what are you doing? Like, what you think I'm going to eat a raw fish? Like, I'm not an
So
animal,
the penguin
dude.
like walks over to his gilded table and there's like a thing of caviar, and he eats fish, but he eats like the best fish.
Totally. But the thing is, I'm actually still not entirely sure what it is, because the penguin does go for the bait, and he like, starts devouring
Bait.
it starts devouring this fish whole. And the thing, apparently, though, a penguin in real life would actually just eat the thing in one gulp. So that would have been interesting to see if they could have actually got him a shot of Danny DeVito swallowing a fish whole.
Oh my
But,
God,
we can
that
do
would have
that.
been the greatest.
Maybe in the next minute we can talk about his fish eating prowess, because it shows him kind of how he eats it, because it's definitely different than the way I thought he was going to eat this fish.
Yes.
but no, I was just gonna say, like, as he's going down the stairs though, you hear this sort of like weird noise of kind of like I can never quite tell if that's his feet going down the stairs or if that's him like hawking up, I guess, fish bone. Maybe he started eating and now he's getting the bones out of the way or something.
Oh, you think he just eats bones and all, and then he just hacks up the bone
Yeah.
afterwards like a cat? Ugh.
Oh,
It's like, imagine with this character, it's like whatever the most repulsive option is,
Yep.
that is what he's done. Like,
Then I
That's the
guarantee you
option
that's
right
not
there.
his
That's
feet.
what it
Then.
is.
That's definitely him hacking it up.
and it's I think it's his fish bones. Like, I traumatic memory of fish bone. It was like one time actually getting fish and chips from when I was in secondary school. I had to, like, my parents were away for whatever reason, so I was like, oh, you get yourself dinner. And at that point I was going through Firefly. Like, Firefly had finally come out in DVD, and I remember specifically the episode. It was the episode where, like, Mal and Wash got, like, abducted and stuff, and there's a whole really rough torture scene with them. But like, I was watching that, trying to enjoy the TV show with my fish dinner, and the first bite, I got a fish bone lodged underneath one of my teeth. And I spent about another half hour trying to dislodge it up in the bathroom with the mirror, going in there with floss, freaking going at the towel with the brush and stuff. And eventually, and it was really, really painful, it was probably sticking into the gum. And it took me ages. And by the time I got down, I was like, yeah, dinner stone cold. And also, turns out this episode is actually really rough going. It's not the charming laugh a minute the Firefly is never actually. The Firefly is not actually all that funny all the time. There's usually something pretty bad happening. But that episode in particular was like, I don't need this to see all this now after that as well.
I once got a salmon bone stuck the kind of long ways, like the Rancor from Return of the Jedi, stuck like it was like the top of my palate and the bottom of my palate, and it was like stuck. And I was like, I was trying to stick my finger in to try and find it, because it was like there was food in there with it, but somehow the bone had twisted around and got right literally, and I couldn't close my mouth. And I was like, I'm like choking because there's food going down my gullet, but I'm like trying to stick my finger in. I can't throw up because there's a bone. And I was like, oh my God.
now I know how to defeat you in combat.
Yes, throw a bone in my mouth.
I actually had a thing just the other week as well. And it's one of those things, like, I don't know if I could, maybe someone more shrewd could have got like a bit of money out of this or something. But like, I made some Kung Pao chicken and noodles. And used like just Sharwoods, which is like the biggest. I'll bleep the name in case it comes out like, oh, you can't say that on air. But one of the biggest sauce companies.
We talked about Christopher Walken allegedly being a murderer and also bisexual. So I think you can talk about
Accessory to
whatever
a
food.
murder.
Accessory.
So it was,
allegedly.
It was allegedly Sharwoods was what I bought. And I was eating it, and at one point in the middle of a mouthful, I was like, well, there's something in here. And like, I pulled it out of my mouth, and it was like a misshapen lump of metal. And then I was just like, like, put it up a picture of it on Facebook, like, kind of joking, like, is this a prize? That I win the prize for whatever was in the sauce? And then someone said that.
Oh yeah, this was recently. I saw that.
Yeah. And this was like, someone was like, is that a filling? And I was like, yeah, I guess it actually does look like a filling. So it's like someone's filling was in. I can't prove it was maybe it could have been in the dried noodles. I doubt that.
And it wasn't yours?
It definitely wasn't. Oh no, I checked that. It's like, no, it wasn't mine. It
Yours
seems,
are all still intact.
yeah, mines are all fine. So it's like someone's filling fell out of their head into a sauce somewhere, and then made it all the way in a jar to my house. And it's like, the thing is too, if I could prove it, it's, much like Bruce Wayne trying to prove that Oswald controls the red triangle again. I can't prove it, but I'm pretty sure that's what happens.
Man, the second you can prove that, Netflix is coming knocking at your door.
Yeah.
It's another show.
I'd be like, from the guy who brought you, Chris Walken is definitely a murderer. Sharwoods are negligent with their sauce hygiene.
Is mouth sauce.
We're going to break all these cases wide open.
Should also add in there, allegedly.
Allegedly.
You
That'll
can
be
say
the name
it.
of the show. It's just called Allegedly. You just have very weak evidence against everybody. It's just hearsay and weak circumstantial evidence.
You can get away with anything as long as you just say allegedly at the end.
But yeah, so then we do get the scent of Shrek and the penguin here.
Oh, the scent of Shrek.
Yeah, and that's kind of all the notes I have for the. There was some other stuff I was going to bring in, but it's kind of like it was just general stuff. I guess we could say that for this, any other minute. Could just work it in anywhere. So like, because we're what time are we on? Oh, 50 minutes. Oh, okay, yeah. So we've done this. We've done this episode.
Yep.
I think. Unless you two guys,
Probably.
unless you have any other notes for this particular minute yourselves.
Nope, I'm good.
No, I'm good.
All right.
Well, we will depart. We will swoop away into the night. But would you like to tell our listeners once again where they can find you and your wonderful show?
Chris, you want to do it this time?
Sure. Is the Facebook page? Is the Facebook group the Impossible Mission Force?
Yep.
Is that correct?
Yep.
Yeah. Okay. Well, you can find us. Usually, you can find us at online at our Facebook page, which is the Impossible Minute Force, or you can find us on Twitter at Min Impossible. Is that right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, at Min Impossible. And we've also got the website, which is minuteimpossible.com. Is that correct?
Yep.
I actually I can never remember it.
It's the name of our show.
Yeah. So, well, we've basically do the movie. Sorry, I'm at a loss here. I can't do it.
You want me to do it?
Go ahead and do it, John.
Okay.
Yeah, go ahead.
Just get rid
I
of
can't
all the
do it.
whole thing? Just
Yeah,
okay.
get rid of the whole thing. I
Okay,
can't do it.
All right. Neil, I'll do it from here. Yeah, you can find
I'm more a reader.
you can find us in a lot of different places. MinuteImpossible.com has links to our TeePublic site where we've got T-shirts, all of our episodes. Find us on Facebook at the Impossible Minute Force. There's a lot of us there. Come talk to us there. We talk about everything from Fast and Furious to Mission Impossible to crazy stuff. Mustaches. We talk about mustaches a ton. And also
A
find us
lot.
on Twitter at Min Impossible, MIN Impossible.
Hey, make sure you do. It's wonderful. Great movies, great show. Even if you haven't seen the movies, I think you'd like the show, to be honest. Doesn't
If you
matter.
listen to the minute by minute format, having seen the movie is secondary.
Yeah, yeah.
It's
Yeah.
if you like talking about it or listening to us talk, that's basically, and we're fun. We have a good time. Lots of voices get done, so come on over.
There are minute by minute shows that I'm listening to currently, and if you were to ask me after the episode what minute they were talking about, I was like, I don't know. They were talking about everything else, but they kind of mentioned it
That's
somewhere,
us.
but that was it.
That's our speciality, much like Sith Lords. But yes, we will depart for now. We will let you enjoy your hump day. I hate saying that. I sound like an idiot. But yes, enjoy your Wednesday and join us again on Friday because we will be back with minute 51 of Batman Returns.
Next time, civil surprise. A czar of the bazaar turned big tabloid star doesn't want Shrek to see what his plans are. But does the billowous bigwig have circumstances rigged to mislead the miscreant into a mayoral gig? Find out Friday. Same Bat Pod, different Bat Minute.